Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Rajeshwar from YR PharmaTube. In today's class, we shall discuss about the general anesthetics, which are a class of drugs that act on the central nervous system. At the end of this video, you will understand the definition, modes of administration, classification, structures, and the different stages of general anesthesia. General anesthetics, or simply called as anesthetics, are often defined as compounds that induce loss of consciousness in humans or loss of writing reflex in animals. Clinical definitions are also extended to include an induced coma that causes loss of awareness to painful stimuli sufficient to facilitate surgical applications in clinical and veterinary practice. General anesthetics do not act as analgesics and should also not to be confused with sedatives. They are a structurally diverse group of compounds whose mechanisms encompasses multiple biological targets involved in the control of neuronal pathways. General anesthetics elicit a state of general anesthesia. However, they elicit several effects which are reversible, include immobility, analgesia, amnesia, unconsciousness, and reduced autonomic responsiveness to noxious stimuli. Modes of administration. Drugs given to induce general anesthesia can be either as gases or vapors known as volatile or inhalational anesthetics, or as injections called as non-volatile or intravenous anesthetics, or even intramuscular. All of these agents share the property of being quite hydrophobic, that is, as liquids they are not freely miscible or mixable in water, and as gases they dissolve in oils better than in water. It is possible to deliver anesthesia solely by inhalation or injection, but most commonly the two forms are combined with an injection given to induce anesthesia and a gas used to maintain it. However, no single drug is safe concentrations fulfills all these requirements, and thus in general practice an anesthetic drug is employed in combination with other drugs. Classification of general anesthetics. General anesthetics are of two types. Number 1, volatile or inhalational anesthetics, and number 2, non-volatile or intravenous anesthetics. Volatile or inhalational anesthetics are further divided into volatile liquids and gases, while non-volatile or intravenous anesthetics are of barbiturates and non-barbiturates. The examples of drugs under each type have been given. Here are the structures of the volatile or inhalational anesthetics. They are either volatile liquids or gases and are usually delivered using an anesthesia machine. An anesthesia machine allows composing a mixture of oxygen, anesthetics, and ambient air, delivering it to the patient and monitoring patient and machine parameters. Liquid anesthetics are vaporized in the machine. Note that many of the structures are fluorinated hydrocarbons and ethers. Desflurane, isoflurane, and sevoflurane are the most widely used volatile anesthetics today. They are often combined with nitrous acid. Older or less popular volatile anesthetics include halothane, enflurane, and methoxyflurane. Currently, research is actively exploring the use of xenon as an anesthetic. The structures shown here are non-volatile or intravenous anesthetics. They are either barbiturates or non-barbiturates. Injectable anesthetics are used for the induction and maintenance of a state of unconsciousness. Anesthetists prefer to use intravenous injections as they are faster, generally less painful, and more reliable than intramuscular or subcutaneous injections. Among the most widely used drugs are non-barbiturates such as propofol, etomidate, ketamine, and midazolam, which is a benzodiazepine derivative. Barbiturates include methohexital and thiopental. Stages of anesthesia. During administration of an anesthetic, the receiver goes through different stages of behavior, ultimately leading to unconsciousness. This process is accelerated with intravenous anesthetics, so much so that it is negligible to consider during their use. The 4 stages of anesthesia are described using Gudel's signs, signifying the depth of anesthesia. The stages describe effects of anesthesia mainly on cognition, muscular activity, and respiration. Stage 1 Analgesia. This is the period from the beginning of anesthetic administration to the loss of consciousness. The receiver feels analgesia, that is, progressively loses pain, followed by amnesia and a sense of confusion moving into the next stage. Stage 2 Excitement or delirium. This period extends from the loss of consciousness through a stage of irregular and specific breathing to the re-establishment of regular breathing. It is characterized by the receiver being delirious and confused with severe amnesia. Irregularities in the patterns of respiration are common at this stage. Nausea and vomiting are also indicators of this stage of anesthesia. Struggling and panic can sometimes occur as a result of delirium. Stage 3 Surgical anesthesia. Normal breathing resumes at the beginnings of this stage. Nearing the end of the stage, breathing ceases completely. Indicators for this stage include loss of the eyelash reflex as well as regular breathing. Depth of stage 3 anesthesia can be often be caused by eye movement and pupil size. Most types of surgeries are done in this particular stage. And stage 4 Medullary depression. No respiration occurs in this stage. This is shortly followed by circulatory failure and depression of the vasomotor centers. Death is common at this stage of anesthesia if no breathing and circulatory support is available. This is the list of references followed for the lesson. That's all in this video, an introduction to general anesthetics. In the next lesson, we will discuss the structure-activity relationship and mechanism of action of general anesthetics. Till then, never stop learning and never stop watching my videos. Thank you for watching this video.